And this is Baruch Flashman, your Saba here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, reading this little story as best I can. I'm really looking for my self-inspiration, and I want to share what I'm trying to do with you and try to read it as best I can. Difficult language in some cases, but we have the idea of what's going on for sure. So we see that at the time that the Jews lived, we came, let's say, approximately, 300 years before to the land of Israel, 300 years before the appearance of DAVD. So here we have time that we're settled in many different places in the land of Judah particularly, which today is really greatly inhabited by Arabs. It's the most beautiful, it's really very, very beautiful part of Israel. But there's a lot of Arabs there, and there's a lot of friction there. And you see at the time of our king, King David, was constant war back and forth between different tribes. Seems like like something like the American Indian tribes fighting amongst themselves. But here we have, the dominance. Who's going to actually live in the land? People are fighting for their lives. So, and the Philistines, we go on chapter 31 now. The Philistines fought with Israel. The men of Israel fled from before the Philistines, and the slain fell on Mount Gilboa. And the Philistines overtook Saul and his sons, and the Philistines slew Jonathan and Abinadab, and Malchishua, Saul's sons. And the battle fell heavy upon Saul, and the archers found him, and he was very much frightened of the archers. And Saul said to his weapon-bearer, "Draw your sword and run me through with it, lest these uncircumcised men come and run me through and mock me," in other words, torture me. But his weapon-bearer was unwilling, for he was very much afraid. And Saul took the sword and fell upon it. And his weapon-bearer saw that Saul had died, and he also fell upon the sword and died with him. And Saul and his 3 sons and his weapon-bearer died, and all his men died together on that same day. And the men of Israel who were on the other side of the valley and who were on the other side of the Jordan saw that the men of Israel had fled, and that Saul and his 3 sons had died, and they left the cities, and they fled. And the Philistines came and occupied them. And it was on the morrow that the Philistines came to strip the slain, and they found Saul and his sons lying on Mount Gilboa. And they severed his head and stripped his armor. And they sent them around in the land of the Philistines to spread the tidings to the south of to the house of their idols and the people. And they put his armor in the house of Ashtaroth, and they impaled his body on the wall of Bethshan. And the inhabitants of Jabes Gilead heard about him, that which the Philistines had done to Saul. And all the brave men rose and went all night and took Saul's body and his sons' bodies from the wall of Bethshan. And they came to Jabesh and burned for them there. And there they took their bones and buried them under the tree in Jabesh. And they fasted 7 days. The end of our king Saul.